Calvi Leon from the Toronto Star. Minister Freeland, how do you feel about some of your colleagues believing you should be shuffled out of the finance portfolio in order to signal a major new direction for the government?
Thank you for the question. I absolutely take the point of view of our caucus, of my caucus colleagues, really, really seriously. Our government is our caucus, and our government's policies need to be based on conversations within caucus. For me, my focus is on working hard to deliver for Canadians every single day. It is on housing, building more homes faster, and putting in place measures like the 30-year mortgage amortization to make it possible for young Canadians to buy their first home. It's focused on making life more affordable with programs like our National System of Early Learning and Childcare and Dental Care. And it is focused on economic growth with programs like our support for AI, our support for R&D with a $5 billion investment in universities in postgrads. So that's where my focus is. It's on Canada and Canadians and working hard with all my caucus colleagues to deliver that.
Do you still feel comfortable keeping your job as finance minister?
I feel I have the support I need to do my job and to focus on what my job is, which is delivering for Canada and Canadians.
Thank you.
Sorry, Jamie.
If I may, I am one of those caucus colleagues, so I'm happy to address this issue. Like we're standing in Toronto. We're in a hockey town. It's the off season. So what do people do? They spend all their time speculating on whether John Tavares or Austin Matthews should be the #1 center. The focus we have is on the team, and I can tell you, I talk to my caucus colleagues every single day, and we have complete confidence in Chrystia Freeland as the finance minister. You know, so these whispers in the shadows, and that's what they are, take them for what they're worth. It's like listening to talk radio, sports radio. You've got all kinds of interesting ideas, but look, we are a team as a caucus, and you know what that means? It means we talk to each other, we work together, we throw around ideas. But I can tell you unequivocally, we are united behind this person beside me. Chrystia Freeland has done a great job, and there isn't a single person in my caucus who would say anything to the contrary.
There are two upcoming federal by-elections this September, following the loss in Toronto St. Paul's. How critical are these by-elections?
Every election matters. We have strong candidates in both of those ridings. Speaking for myself, and I am sure Jamie will agree, our MPs, our caucus, our government, we are really focused on delivering for Canada and Canadians. We're focused on delivering on housing. That's what we're here to talk about today. We're focused on delivering to make life more affordable. We're focused on delivering economic growth.
So given that, do you feel that now is the time for your government to do a reset?
I think what we need to do is be out there listening to Canadians. And I know that, you know, I was out knocking on doors in my own constituency yesterday. I've been talking to a lot of MPs. I know that that is what our caucus members are doing across the country. And that's our job, to go out into our communities, to hear from Canadians about how they're doing, what they want, what they need, and then to work hard on delivering that. That's what we need to do. That's what we're focused on doing.
Okay.
Amay Look, Bloomberg News. The Bank of Canada has begun to shift its policy toward avoiding a recession as consumer spending is weak and the unemployment rate has grown a full percentage point in a year. What is your response to the central bank's growing concerns about Canada's economic performance?
Yeah, thanks for the question. As I said in my remarks, we as a government really recognize the pressures that Canadians are facing. We recognize the pressure that high inflation put on Canadians, on Canadian families, and we recognize the pressure that Canadians have been facing from high interest rates. And that's why a central element of our government's economic policy has been about putting policies in place that create the conditions that allow inflation to go down so that interest rates can come down, to lift that pressure off of Canadians and Canadian families. It's been good news for Canada and Canadians that inflation has been within the Bank of Canada's target range for 6 months in a row. And Canada last week became the first economy in the G7 to lower interest rates for the second time, having been the first economy in the G7 to lower rates for the first time. I was out knocking on doors in my own riding yesterday, and one of the things I heard from people was that high interest rates have been really a pressure and a concern for them. I heard from people who have a house, who have a mortgage renewal coming up. They were very, very aware that interest rates had come down last week, and they told me that that was a relief for them.
Thank you.